And now it's mirroring, but it's not presenter mode, right? Now, yeah. So now you all understand why I'm giving this talk and why I'm really a tech illiterate after all these problems. So let me first introduce myself. I'm Anna. I work in communications, not tech, at the Free Software Foundation Europe. And I'm here to tell you a bit the story why when you are not a developer, when you have no idea how computers work, free software is still important. So, first of all, I think all of you have been having this person, in this case it's me, going to you all the time, like almost crying, screaming, like, this breaks, I cannot do this, the terminal is doing something really weird. Well, I'm that person. On the other side, I'm due for my family. So, you know, I'm the one whose aunt comes and is like, the phone is not working. And I'm like, okay, what have you done? Nothing. Right? So that's why I always differentiate why computer skills is different from digital skills. I have computer skills. I know how to use software in my computer. I know how to use the apps in my phone. But then, when I need to use a terminal, when I need to change something, you saw it right now. Like, I'm like, what's the problem here? So, but this was before was okay, not a problem. We always had someone like was helping us. But right now, software is everywhere. Like, literally everywhere, software is inside us. If we need some piece of software to make us our heart to work, software is currently like trains. I mean, we've seen like everything is software. So, yeah, now there's a problem. We don't know. Most of us, like me, we didn't study computer science, we never were close to a computer, and yeah, we don't know what to do with a computer. And then, as I said, I work in the Free Software Foundation Europe in communications, but I was also, long time ago, I was an intern there. And before coming an intern, a couple of months before that, I was studying a master's in politics, social science, and then I ran into free software, Creative Commons, and then it's how I ended up at the FSFE doing an internship. And then is when I really learned the importance of being able to use the software for what you want without restrictions, to understand it, to share it, and of course to adapt it. And then it's when I started thinking, and of course telling all my friends about this. But then it's a problem. As I said, I have no digital skills. Almost no one in my family has digital skills. And then I was like, oh, I want to use a laptop with Linux. I want to be able to change, let's say, change software. Maybe it was not for me, but okay, laptop with Linux. But of course I couldn't, because, you know, I tried, but I didn't have anyone to help me. So that's also why this is really important. So not only to understand it, but also to have people around you who can help you. And then, this is why now also it matters, because it gives us freedom. As someone who studied journalism, as someone who also was a reporter a long time ago, for me, freedom has been always a super nice, big word, was talking about different kind of freedom. So, no, the freedom of press, the freedom to, like, political freedoms and everything. But then I learned that free software is giving me also these freedoms. Thanks to free software, we have different freedoms. We can have also freedom of press, which is really important these days. We can have also like competition. Right now we are involved in a You know, DMA, the Digital Markets Act. Right now, the FSF is involved in helping the European Commission to defend themselves against Apple, who, of course, things like interoperability is against human rights. So, so yeah, also, of course, innovation, which is what is moving our society, and also no locking. How many times I had this problem also of you, like we try to open a document and it's like, oops, you cannot open this document. So, but as I said, gives way more freedoms, like freedom of press, education, democracy. We've seen a lot how open standards, like artificial intelligence, public procurement. So then, when I was preparing for this, I was like, a couple of weeks ago, I was talking about our new generations. And then I learned new generations don't even own a computer, a laptop. New generations, university students, just are doing everything using their phone, using AI, and using Canvas. So I just, this morning, coming here, I went to Claude, and I was like, Claude, please, give me like a comic about how, like this, how I think I have computer skills, but I don't have computer skills, and I'm digitally literate. And then, after really long time, I got this. And basically, I was like, okay, this is what is happening right now. Right now, what we have is people like are like, yeah, I know computers. I know how to open a computer. I know how to use, in this case, Windows. I know how to use, how to send an email. I know how to buy tickets online. Then people like suddenly run into a terminal and they're like, oh, what is this? This can be me sometimes, not with the terminal, but when things start to happen, I'm like, no, I don't know how to lift this. And of course, now we have, so first, let's say this is what, in my case, my parents, grandparents are. I was in the middle. I will say I'm a bit better now. And the other one is right now where our generation is going, you know? Like, I use this software, Canva. I am using an AI, and it's doing everything for me. So I'm also asking an AI to code for me. So yeah, I'm an expert. I can control the world with my phone also, which is really important. So at FSFE, we say, no, this is not the way. Free software is the way. People should be able to know what free software is, to use it, and we want to empower people to control technology. So how are we doing this? So the FSFE, we have different campaigns, different activities. I know some of you know us, so I don't want to be, I'm going to be quite fast. So for example, we have our campaign, Public Money, Public Code, which is easy, right? Public. If it's public money, it will be public code. So it's also like, in administrations, but also, even now we see with universities, science, like research, public money, public code. We have also Alan Sangeman, that you will hear a bit more about this tomorrow. My colleague Bonnie, who's here, will talk about this. So this is a super nice illustrated book, which is also a movie in the 7, 8 different languages right now, but there's going to be more because thanks to our amazing people, volunteers, it's been translated into more languages that explains basically what I didn't know before. So explains, it's a really easy way to understand why software freedom is important and why it's important to control our technology. So it's really, really, like, for me, it's really easy also to explain my parents about what I'm doing because, as usual, they have no idea. Then we have reuse, which is, it makes licensing simpler, so allows you to just see the license in its piece of code, but also like to you to add it. So when you reuse the code, you can see the license. We have Youth Hacking for Freedom, that is our competition for European teenagers that right now is running its fourth edition. And yeah, that also Bonnie will talk more about it tomorrow. We have I Love Free Software Day because we all love free software. And that's on the 14th of February, we celebrate that day. And we do like way more things. We have device neutrality, which involves router freedom, which involves, as I said, all this, the DMA litigation, involves, like a lot of, basically, device neutrality, in general. Our work we have also worked at the, policy, mainly at the European Union, but also like in other European countries. And basically we try to explain why free software matters and make that the laws and legislations do not harm free software in the other way around. We have a team that helps with license questions because we know that for software developers, license is the worst part, I would say. One of the worst parts, yeah. And of course, we have a really nice podcast, which host is also here with Bonnie, that, you can listen to it in our website. And we have, of course, info material and merch. Today, we only came with some postcards and stickers, but we have really cool t-shirts, socks, that you can get them at a lot of conferences and also online to just show your love and support for free software. And we are a diverse team of people. There we also have a lot of volunteers, and we really, really try to explain and empower people like how to control the technology with, as you can see, we also have, I was going to explain, but like a different kind of backgrounds. And how to help. I will say first, go to any kid, teenager, and do not allow them to use their phones, but as that might be impossible. Or when a mom tells you, like it happened to me, like, oh, I'm really happy. My kid is going to this private school where they are going to use an iPad. You're like, great, yeah. So, no, try to avoid that. But then you can spread the word, you can join a local group, you can donate, you can buy merch, or you can just, just do what you are doing with free software. That I'm sure you are doing a lot. As I said, we are a charity organization. Our work is done thanks to a lot of people who are donating. And any euro or pound helps to continue our work. Like, right now, for example, against this litigation against Apple hired the most expensive and powerful lawyers companies in the world to keep on saying, as I said, the European Commission, no, DMA is really bad. And wow, no, we really are trying to do this. Open our system, and then, as we published last week, saying no to all the requests, and also charging people for the requests, which also according to the DMA should not happen. Also, your support also helped us to come to different conferences and spread the word. Also, like, as I said, to do all those things we are doing. We're indeed a really small team, as you saw before was volunteers, but we are trying to do a lot of things because, as this African saying says that is also in the Berlin Wall, that many people in many small places do many small things that can alter the face of the world. That's all. Thank you very much. I don't know if you have questions, but Then easier for me. Now I can break the computer. Thank you very much.